Hi, Panda here. It's been another great year of gaming. Lots of great games have come out, but as always for our top 10 lists for the end of the year, we like to do a little bit different here at Arctic Panda Popz. We like to give our top 10 games that we finished in 2023, so this could be old retro ones, brand new games, and games in between. So let's check out what the top 10 games that we finished in 2023 was. XO1 was an interesting journey-esque space game. So you play as this small spaceship, kind of looks like a UFO, turns into a ball, and you kind of travel, you're heading towards like the light, and as you're traveling you can like transform your spaceship into like the ball or flat. So you go into like a ball and you like roll across the ground, like maybe like downhill, and then you want to try and build up momentum and then turn it into like the flat UFO to try and glide and fly through the air. And you kind of just have to try and get the rhythm and find the best thing. There's not really many objectives in this game, you're kind of just heading towards the thing. There might be some hidden extras here and there, but it's these interesting planets and landscapes and surviving through them and just kind of exploring. It has like a interesting music, it kind of just has like eeriness of like space travel. Otherwise the only story you get is these quick flashes on the screen that implies like, oh, you're maybe part of some space crew or something happened in the past, but I don't really go into it. But there's definitely some interesting mystery there. And yeah, overall it was a good game. There's a few bugs, issues here and there that kind of like break the flow, but nothing game breaking. Just not quite as polished to say something like Journey. Otherwise, this is a great adventure, and if you like those type of games where you're just sort of experiencing the world, nothing too difficult, no enemies as such, then I definitely highly recommend. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is an awesome throwback to the classic 90s arcade games, especially the Turtles one. But in this brand new one, still retains that cool retro pixel art but with loads of detail. Also, it is up to 6 players co-op locally and online, and this makes for great fun even if it's by yourself or with a couple of friends. You travel through New York City, there's various locations, various enemies, boss fights. The music is fantastic, and if you're a big fan of the Scott Pilgrim arcade style game, then you're going to love this game. It just sort of has that similar feel and vibe, but with the Turtles flavour on top, so I highly recommend checking this out, especially if you're a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Cowabunga. Chocobo GP on the Nintendo Switch is a great, colourful, cute kart racing game with your Final Fantasy favourite characters in, from Cloud to Chocobos to everyone in between. This is a great selection. It's very upbeat and cheery. I love the tracks and the courses. Yes, the drifting mechanic takes a little while to get used to, and some of the tracks are a little bit bizarre, or like how sharp the corners are, but once you get past that and you get used to what the items do, then you'll have a great time. Now, I know there was some controversy when this first came out because of the microtransactions, but that's all sort of gone now. I think they've sort of gone back on themselves a bit there, and you can easily get the items, other characters, vehicles, colour variations, all with in-game points. But mainly from playing in here, my top 10 list was just going through the story mode, enjoying the racing. Now, the story is hilariously terrible in a way, and the dialogue is kind of funny, if not odd, but this is Final Fantasy, so its storytelling can be a bit up and down, but overall I really enjoyed it. Also, it's just great fun to play online and locally, and I just really enjoyed it. It's a nice upbeat thing, and there's not very many good quality kart races as good as Mario Kart 8, so it's nice when one comes along, and especially based on a franchise and series that you really like. I really enjoyed the Bayonetta series, so I was really looking forward to it and enjoyed Bayonetta 3. Now, I'm a big fan of number 2, that kind of hit the sweet spot for me. Interesting locations, attacks, and it's so over the top. And the same can say for Bayonetta 3. It is ridiculously over the top in its battles, scenarios, locations. There's some moments in this game that I can't even explain to you are just mind-blowing. Now, some of the witch abilities take a little while to get used to, and some of the puzzles revolve around those are a little bit annoying in some spots. I remember one bit where you change into the witch train and you've got to hit certain markers on the floor to open a door. Kind of frustrating, but they're a few and far between, and I wasn't as keen when you swap and played as the other character. Sometimes you're not always playing as Bayonetta, and those bits are a little bit weaker because I felt like the combat wasn't as good. They're few and far between. I think it's because they try to make so much stuff in this game and expand how much gameplay and time there is. They could have trimmed a little bit out, but overall this is a solid game in the series, and it made me really want to play another one. I hope they make a Bayonetta 4. Gora Gora is a simple yet deep, interesting puzzle game. So basically the screen is split into 4 pictures, but you can take parts of one picture and overlay it on another picture, and it might turn something around or might zoom into somewhere, or like if you move the screen it might move like this tree with an apple and it might land in a ball. It's really hard to describe, but as you can probably see from the gameplay footage here, it's sort of really clever. Like at first, like, oh my goodness, I'm never going to solve this, and as you play it, like, oh yeah, and you kind of understand how it works, and it's just great. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I think it's about 3 to 4 hours long, depends on how quick you are going through the puzzles, but I just found like the art style and the puzzles and everything about this was just very unique and beautiful, so I highly recommend it if you're a big fan of puzzle games. Sonic Frontiers feels like a big departure for the Sonic series. It is mainly these open world hub sections, but they're quite bigger than previous games that have tried this, like Sonic Adventure, but you also go into what I call classic 3D Sonic levels / 2D. These feel good. The controls are slightly off. The Sonic feels slightly off about this game, but overall I really enjoyed it. It's good to see the Sonic team and Sega make a big leap and change from the usual Sonic games, and it's a really good Sonic game, and the music is top notch. This might be one of my favourite Sonic soundtracks. It's absolutely amazing, so definitely check out the music on Spotify and other music streaming services because it's really good. And overall I enjoyed this game. I've yet to check up the last update they did, so I'm curious to see some of the extra content out of there and other characters, but the base game I really enjoyed. A little bit tricky in parts, but if you're a Sonic fan, then you're going to love this. Hi-Fi Rush, what an amazing surprise drop from Xbox. They just announced and went, yep, here it is, the game's here, and you're just like, whoa. It's got such great, colourful, cel-shaded style, comic book art style. It's just really strong. The art style is probably the strongest point here, but gameplay wise it's really good. It's a really cool combat system mixed with rhythm of like whether the background music is. There's some really cool boss fights. I love the story. Overall, this is a package that felt like it really molded well together, and I kind of really hope to make a sequel. And yeah, even if you're really terrible at rhythm games, which I'm not the best at, it's not my strong point, there's enough accessibility options here that you can get through it without too much difficulty and a bit of light platforming, and I kind of just enjoyed this adventure, exploring the other areas. I kind of just wish there's more. I just was like, it was so good and unique and looked fresh and different that I wanted to see more, and I want to see more in this world of cool comic book art style mixed with rhythm action. It's definitely a unique take that I've not seen before. Figment 2 Creed Valley is a brilliant sequel to Figment, which is a great game about Dusty. Now, Dusty's going on an adventure. It's through the mind of a person, so you're in someone's mind while a lot of bad things, a lot of difficult things are happening to that person, and he's trying to see what's going on, and chaos is taken over, and it's this great adventure of meeting different parts of someone's brain. It's got a very music-based element to it as well, and I overall just enjoyed the character, the locations. This adventure puzzle game, isometric view, that of like Bastion type, but less on the combat, more on the puzzles and the characters, and it just plays really well, and it kind of mixes up with the style of puzzles. One minute you're just going around dealing with some like rhythm bad guys, and next minute you're solving a murder and you're going around looking for clues and that. It really just go here, there and everywhere. I kind of wish it was just a little bit longer, but this is a great game and I really hope to make a Figment 3. What can I say? Planet of Lana is breathtaking. You play as a small girl called Lana and a small creature friend called Mew as their planet gets invaded by this alien life force. You're not quite sure what's going on. It's one of these games that kind of tells you the story through the environment and things that are going on. But you and Mew travel in this like 2D platform game adventure, and you have to solve puzzles and like stealthily figure out how to get past these aliens, and as you progress through the game, unravel some more mysteries of what's going on and why the alien's there. But I don't want to go into it. I love the surprise. This is a great game for fans of games like Limbo and Inside. As soon as I played it and went through, I was like, wow, that gave me the same sort of feeling. And the art style and the atmosphere is just breathtaking. It's a bit like when I played Ori and the Blind Forest for the first time. Sometimes there's just games out there you play and you go, wow, that was stunning. And this was an amazing experience. And Life is Strange True Colors. Wow, what a fantastic game. And you know when there's a year and you get round to playing a Life is Strange game or one by Deck 9, you know you're in for a good time and an emotional roller coaster at that. And as soon as I played this game, I knew from finishing it, it would probably be easily my top 10. Here it is at number 1. This game is fantastic. You follow the story of Alex Chen, who's just moved to this new rural American town. She's going to meet some new friends. And what is special about the Life is Strange games? Everyone in Life is Strange games has some type of special powers, such as you might remember from the first Life is Strange, you could reverse time. And in this one, Alex can sort of like feel people's emotions and know what they're feeling, but she kind of finds it hard to deal with as well. So a lot of story deals with that, the emotions of friends, about losing people, things that have happened in the past, the drama that's happened there, and in this nice, beautiful setting that you get to know. The setting isn't too big that it's overwhelming like a big open world. That's what I love about this. Some people might complain it's not big enough, but I like the smaller setting because it's so much more detailed. You know all the people, all the characters, the locations, and it really takes you on an emotional roller coaster. So this is an emotionally difficult game to deal with, so make sure you're prepared, but it's definitely worth it. It is a unique experience. The only other games that rival this are the other Life is Strange games, and tell me why. And as you've probably seen from my previous videos, I rate them very highly. This is a fantastic series, and I'm always looking forward to seeing the next Life is Strange or another game by Deck 9. And there you go, that's my top 10 games I finished in 2023. I'm looking forward to many great games in 2024. Also, there was too many games that I couldn't fit on the top 10 list, so I will show some honorable mentions in the background now and during the credits. I want to say a big thank you to our patrons and all our supporters here on YouTube and our Twitch subscribers. And if you want to help support us, there are lots of different ways to help support us. Patreon, Ko-fi, Twitch subscriptions. So just check them out, all the links in the below, and I really do appreciate it. 2023 had been a bit of a difficult year near the end, but we're here now, 2024, brand new year, looking forward to all these new games and definitely worth checking out. So make sure you stick around for even more content here. I've been Panda, and a big thank you, and everyone have a good 2024. See you next time. Bye.